So hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video where we are going to talk about how you can become an AI engineer in 2026 if you are currently working as Python developer. Yes, this is particularly for those students, those working professional who are working as a Python developer, or if you have already gained the skills that is required for Python developer, then this roadmap is going to literally help you step by step that what are the exact things that you need to learn to become one AI engineer in 2026. And also we are going to discuss how much mathematics is required, what are the different concepts that you have to cover, and so on. So let us begin on my screen and see what all are required for you to become AI engineer. As a Python developer, I believe that you already possess syntax, logic, and data structure knowledge. And along with that, if you already have the knowledge about system architecture, then this is going to be a plus point for you, because for AI system designing also, you need the same. So our roadmap is in 5 phases. So I have divided this entire roadmap in 5 phases. So one by one, we are going to discuss. So I already have the PDF ready for you, which you can use to become one AI engineer. If I talk about maths concept, then you have to ace the topics like linear algebra, you have to focus on calculus, probability statistics, and data wrangling. Let's understand what exactly is required in each concept. So you do not have to learn the mathematics of PhD level, but you just have to learn which is required for machine learning or artificial intelligence role. Let us first see linear algebra. So linear algebra is all about the data structures like vectors, metrics, eigenvalues, dot products, and some operations which are related to mathematics. So you just have to cover that. You have to also understand what are tensors and how to create NumPy arrays. Yes. What is NumPy? NumPy is a library which is required for all the AI related roles or data related roles, if I can say. In calculus, you have to learn about partial derivative, gradient, chain rule for back propagation, gradient descent, and the optimization logic. Why only these topics are required? The very first reason is in neural network, we have to perform a back propagation. Second is chain rule is required for updating any model. Third is partial derivative help us calculate the gradient descent, which basically is related to any machine learning model. Then the optimization logic, as I mentioned that you are going to become an AI engineer. So for AI engineer, it is very like go-to task to optimize any model according to the company's data or according to the system that you are trying to build. Then comes the probability and statistics. So in probability and statistics, obviously you have to start with the Bayes theorem, probability distribution, like how exactly the data is distributed, what are the type of probability distribution that you can apply on that data. Then hypothesis testing, mean variance, standard deviation. These are few basic concepts from probability and statistics that you have to cover from maths. Yes, probability and statistics is required for understanding data, for understanding your model, and even to understand the features that exist in your data. So these two concepts, probability and statistics from math, plays a major role. Next is the data wrangling. Yes, I have added the data wrangling in maths part because this is all related to maths only. Even if you are going to understand the distribution of data, distribution means how exactly your data is variable, like what is the spread of your data. So data wrangling is something that plays a major role in exploratory data analysis, handling missing values, selecting the features for your model, and at so many points in your journey, in your end-to-end machine learning project, you are going to use data wrangling. So therefore, you must master this. Next is the second phase. In the second phase, you have to master classical machine learning model. Yes, if I say classical machine learning model, then yes, you have to understand linear regression, logistic regression, or any KNN, SVM type of models. So basically, you have to focus on supervised learning, unsupervised learning majorly, because major companies are working on this until and unless you want to enter in any game company, like those who are building games. If you wanted to ace those, then go for the reinforcement learning. Otherwise, any company who is in banking sector, who is in like related to the general one, then you must master supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And in supervised learning and unsupervised learning, you have to master the linear, logistic regression, decision trees, all the basic languages. Along with that, you also have to master the tools and frameworks required? Yes, there are multiple tools and frameworks which are required. For example, if it is data wrangling, then NumPy and Pandas are the go-to option. If it is model, classical machine learning model, then Scikit-Learn is the go-to option. If you wanted to create more advanced models, like you can use XGBoost or Light BGM kind of libraries from Python to create a classical machine learning model. Then is the unsupervised learning. You have to understand what is clustering, how to create clustering type of models, what are the different type of model that exist, what is behind the scene of each of these models. You also have to understand the principal component analysis or any technique which is used for dimensionality reduction. Now, what is dimensionality reduction? It is related to when you have a feature in your data and you wanted to reduce the dimensions. If it is 3D, you want to make it 2D. If it is 2D, you might have to make it 1D. So that is dimensionality reduction, and there are multiple techniques that can be used to do so. Next is model evaluation. In model evaluation, you have to understand how will you evaluate your model. What are the best metrics required for any model to be evaluated? For example, if I talk about machine learning linear regression model, then there are certain metrics which are applied on the model to test whether your model is performing well or not. Or there are still some problem in your model which you can rectify and make it better. Second is, if I talk about some general metrics, then we have precision, recall, F1 score, and many more like ROC, AUC curve, mean squared error, cross-validation strategies, overfitting, what is overfitting, what is underfitting within the model. So you have to cover the model evaluation part. You have to experience the model inside and out. You have to see whether your model is performing well or not. You also have to understand whether your model is trying to become over smart or just generalized. So you have to work on certain parameters, you have to work on certain factors and evaluate your model so that whenever this model is released in the production, it behaves well, works well with a good accuracy, good precision, and the metrics which are required for your model to be evaluated. Next is tools and frameworks. As I mentioned, you have to understand the complete pipeline, that how to build an end-to-end project. No matter who are going to do data collection for you, who are going to do data cleaning for you, but you have to learn it first so that later on you can also inspect the corrected data or maybe the collected data. So you have to first understand the pipeline, the entire end-to-end pipeline of any machine learning model. Then comes the feature engineering. This is the most important part for any machine learning model. So if you wanted to build one, you have to master feature engineering as well. Then goes the hyperparameter tuning. So there are multiple hyperparameters which are required for your model. So if you wanted to tune it, you can tune it with the help of hyperparameter tuning techniques. There are multiple types of techniques and methods. Next is phase 3. In phase 3, you have to master deep learning and neural network. In deep learning and neural network, you have to master 4 stuff. Very first is neural network fundamentals. Neural network are not something which is a new chapter or a new book. No, it is similar to the machine learning models. It is similar to the classical machine learning model. So you are going to create the advanced version of the classical machine learning model in the neural network section. So in fundamentals, you have to understand how exactly neural network has to be created. What is the mathematics behind any neural network like sigmoid, ReLU, softmax, loss function, backpropagation, or even the multi-layer precipitons. Then is this computer vision. There is a cool library called computer vision in Python which can help you work with the real-time camera and understand what all exists within your camera captured video, or what all is present, what are the objects present, or if you wanted to work basically the image or video related tasks, then go for the computer vision. Then goes the sequential data. These days we are using Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, and so many other AI tools. If you wanted to create something similar to that, you have to master sequential data. Here it's that point. In phase 3, you have to first choose which one do you master. Do you want to go for computer related stuff? Do you want to go for the natural language related stuff? Do you want to process the images, or you wanted to create a tool for audio purpose? So you have to first choose one and then accordingly proceed ahead. Then framework mastery. You have to master one framework at least. For example, primary is PyTorch for neural network. And if you wanted to work on any custom data loaders, training loops kind of stuff, then TensorFlow and Keras can be your go-to option. Now goes the phase 4 and phase 5. Majorly, I call it phase 4. Why? Because up till now you have gained the knowledge which is required for creating end-to-end complete machine learning pipeline. Now it's time to upgrade yourself with the latest stuff that exists in the market. So very first thing is generative AI. We know day by day we are seeing so many AI tools are coming up with some more powers. So you have to understand the architecture behind them. You have to understand what is transformer architecture, what is self-attention in transformer architecture. You have to understand encoding. What is an encoder and decoder structure? How does it work in different type of AI tools? Like if we have BERT model, GPT model, T5 model, how exactly encoder and decoder are structured in those architecture. You have to basically examine each and every model and you have to learn some techniques like self-attention. Now, for this, you can use the Hugging Face Transformers library for doing so. Next is the RAG system. We all know RAG is trending. You can build your own agency with the help of RAG system because each and every real estate business or any healthcare business requires RAG systems. So, for building the RAG systems, you can use ChromaDB, Qdrant, Fez, Pinecone type of databases. These are the vector databases which exist and you can build RAG systems on top of them, and you can also choose any model for embedding. You will have to do the document chunking. So basically RAG systems are retrieval augmented generation. It means any personalized data, any personal private data of any company, any organization or any agency, if you wanted to feed it to the machine learning model to customize it a little bit and provide them a solution, that is what AI RAG systems are. So you can build one for any of your client. You can get client from free platforms. If you want the video on the same topic, do let me know in the comments. I will come up for you and I will make sure that I will share all the platforms that are present in the market for you to capture the leads. Next is the LLM orchestration. So basically you have to understand how to build a complete agent. Now AI tools are solving single problem at a time. However, we are going to give them a prompt. But AI systems are something different. They can accomplish a full task. They can go onto your browser, they can search for certain things, come up with the answer, and based on your response or your input, they can even complete one task like booking tickets or doing some other task for you, maybe sending a mail to someone. There are multiple different tasks in the real world which we want to accomplish, and AI systems can do it for us based on how you have trained them. So you have to understand the LLM orchestration, you have to understand building agent, prompt engineering, memory management, loop engineering, tool calling, and graph engineering even. So you have to understand the orchestration, how they have to be orchestrated. Next is fine-tuning and quantization. There are multiple techniques to fine-tune any open source model. We know we can run the models locally on our systems using the Ollama or any other, right? Mistral, Qwen 3. So there are many models which we can work locally on our system. So you have to understand how you can tune them for your task, for your personalization or for your client's personalization. Then comes the quantization. It is very, very efficient if you learn this because it can help you provide the inferences. Next is the phase 5, which is the last phase of our entire roadmap. Here in phase 5, you have to master MLOps production development. Now what is it? So basically you have to think about deploying your model, deploying your AI agents, deploying your RAG system, deploying your AI system. So you have to understand model serving APIs. You have to build APIs faster. You have to use some libraries from Python. You can even use vLLM kind of libraries, and you also have to understand the containerization and cloud so that it can work on any system. You can deploy on AWS, GCP, Azure or any platform that you are familiar with. Next is ML pipeline and tracking. You have to understand how you will track your model, how you will track your entire pipeline. So for pipeline automation, you can use Airflow or Perfect, or for data versioning, you can use DVC, and for experiment tracking, you can use MLflow. Then the last is monitoring and drift. So we also have to monitor the model once it is deployed. So you have to understand what is the model latency, data drift, concept drift, and many other things are there which has to be monitored. So you can use the tools like Evidently AI, Arise, and I will recommend you to do it manually first rather than going for any AI tool, because that way you will understand it more. Now what are the essential tech stack which is required? So this is an essential tech stack. If I talk about the data and science related stuff, if you wanted to understand your data better, then these libraries are literally going to help us. The very first thing is your Python version. You have to make sure that your system has Python 3.11 plus. Second is the Pandas and NumPy library, because this is required for you to understand the data. Third is the Scikit-Learn and SumPy library. So basically this is a scientific computing libraries. Then goes the Polar library. This is an advanced version of Pandas, you can understand, and this is very efficient if you wanted to work with the high or big data basically. Next is the fifth one, which is the Matplotlib and Seaborn. Matplotlib and Seaborn are the libraries which are required for doing any data visualization. The next is the deep learning and AI. For deep learning and AI, you have to master PyTorch. This is the core for any like developer basically. Then is the Hugging Face transformers. You have to understand the architecture as I mentioned. Then LangChain or Llama Index, which is trending these days for creating AI agents. Next is the Chromodb or Qdrant. So basically these are the vector databases. Earlier we were learning Postgres, MySQL, but those are just for storing the data. But now it's time to work with AI agents, and if you wanted to work or store your data. Now, if you wanted to work with the AI agents, you have to store your data in vectors, and vector databases are the go-to options for that. So you have to learn Chromodb and then the vLLM so that you can even monitor it, you can get the APIs for any model. Then is for MLOps and cloud, you have to understand FastAPI, Pydantic type of libraries from Python. Docker and Kubernetes are two platforms which are required for quantization. MLflow or DVC, as I mentioned, that MLflow can be used for experiment tracking and DVC for the data versioning of your model. Then is the AWS SageMaker or GCP, where you can deploy your models. Then GitHub Action for CI/CD pipeline of any machine learning model. After learning all of this, you have to build 3 projects. On my Instagram, I have already shared 5 project details, how you can build them, what are the things required, and so on. Links even are also. I will also add the link in the description. Go check it out so that you will be able to create those 5 projects as well. Still 3 projects which I have added. So very first is you have to understand the enterprise knowledge graph and RAG assistant. Then second is domain specific fine-tuned Llama model. It means you have to train your Llama model on one specific data set and see how does it works. Then you have to serve the model efficiently using vLLM and benchmark latency and throughput. So that is the second project. Third project is an end-to-end predictive analytics pipeline where you have to develop an automated ML workflow using Scikit-Learn, MLflow, Docker, and you have to make sure that you ingest streaming data, train a gradient boosting model, and expose the real-time risk prediction. So this is it for you to become an AI engineer from a Python developer. So if you feel that you already have the knowledge, follow this roadmap. I will add the PDF link in the description so that you guys can check it out and can use it as well. So stay tuned, happy learning, and keep growing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload the video and you get the notification. So bye-bye.